What's up, guys? Back for some more Road to Regionals today. Thanks for joining me. And we're going to be using the same team. We're going to be using this until next week, which will be Monday. Today's Saturday right now. I'm going to record these in succession. Probably do 2 episodes today. I'm going to be posting them on each individual day. Today's Friday, in which I am recording, and it's going to be a huge blizzard outside in a few hours. And I have work entire weekend. I work at a hospital, so I don't get days off. And I'm going to have to trek to the hospital. I may actually have to sleep overnight in the hospital. So I'm not going to be able to go record while I'm at work. So I'm going to have to record these in succession so I can post these on Saturday and Sunday. And hopefully I'll be home Sunday so I can record for Monday as well. Anyway, we're going to hop on the ladder right now. We are 6-0 with Aaron's team. We are at 1595. Hopefully we can pick up 2 more wins. In this episode, that would be really great. Go 0-8 and then hopefully end the week out at 1600. So we're going to be facing Seth from Belgium, 1633. Going to take a picture of his team because I haven't been taking pictures of teams. Really need to keep track of that. Alright, so we have a Clefairy. Now, this is a team that has seen a lot of popularity. It has won a PC, I believe, in Europe. I can't remember the guy's name. Could have been this guy. He's from Belgium. He was using a Clefairy with the Rayquaza redirection, as well as redirection for the Xerneas. So that's, you know, Clefairy provides a lot of support for the Mons right there. Doesn't have any fake out support on his team other than the live part and is very frail, so probably going to be Focus Sash on that Life Orb on the Talonflame. Probably Assault Fest on the Landers. If it's not, it's going to be Choice Band. Ooh, okay, so we have the Talonflame and the Rayquaza, okay? The Rayquaza is usually the Life Orb, so, that's going to be an interesting thing. Could be Choice Band, Talonflame, or it could be Chardy Battery. We don't know at this point, but who could he bring against my team? Definitely going to bring the Rayquaza since it's the only Mega. Probably see the Xerneas. We could definitely see the Xerneas. Yeah, it puts in a lot of work against my team. Definitely going to see the Clefairy. Depends on what other support Monty brings. I think he's going to bring the Talonflame for my Amoonguss, and he just gets off a lot of good priority Brave Birds. Alright, so how could I counteract that? How can I get rid of this Clefairy is what I'm wondering right now. I know I want to lead with the Kangaskhan. He's probably going to lead with the Landorus. So let's go ahead and lead with my Cresselia. I'm going to bring the Palkia in the back, and then I'm going to bring the Groudon for the Xerneas. Unless Rayquaza has Earth Power, he's not going to be able to take out my Groudon. But then yet again, my Groudon really doesn't do much into the Rayquaza in return. What I'm pretty much just going on for this one is just that hopefully he doesn't lead with the Clefairy. This team is really weak to this core. He's going to bring the Rayquaza in the front as well as the Talonflame. So that's pretty cool because he's going to get rid of his weakness to well, 4 times weakness to Rock on the Talonflame. So what he could do is here he could protect the Rayquaza. He could protect the Rayquaza from the Fake Out and then go for a Tailwind with his Talonflame. But then yet again I could just, you know, fake out the Talonflame. So I think he's going to double attack right here. Or at least go for the Tailwind and then go for a Dragon's Ascent with his Rayquaza. Probably take out my Kangaskhan because I really haven't invested much bulk into it. So I'm going to go ahead and could go for the Taunt actually with the Talonflame as well to my... none of them really carry Taunt. You know what? He might actually go for... I'm going to go for that right there. And I'm going to trigger him. Because he could go for the Quick Guard as well, and I just realized that at the last second when I was thinking about it. I don't want him to go for a Quick Guard and then a Dragon Ascent into my Kangaskhan. At least if he goes for the Quick Guard, Talonflame's not doing anything. I still set up a Trick Room. He could also Dragon Ascent my, he also could Dragon Ascent my Cresselia. I'm a jolly Kangaskhan because I know I'll outspeed him prior to Mega Evolution, and you just seen right there. So I could be getting a lot of good damage off into the Rayquaza. Alright, so he's going to go for the Quick Card as I anticipated. So we're going to get a Double Edge off into the Rayquaza because it didn't protect. So, yep, there we go. So let's see how much this will do to the Rayquaza. Unfortunately, that's not going to be enough. Let's see if it is Life Orb, though, because if it's Life Orb, goes for the Dragon Ascent on my Kangaskhan. At least we're trading right here. And I'm going to get the Trick Room up for free. Another move that I could have done right there was go for Helping Hand. I could have went for... Let's see if he's Life Orb. If he's not Life Orb, this isn't looking too good. Because he's not going to take himself out with Recoil. He is Life Orb. So, interesting to see what kind of item will be on this Talonflame since it went for the Quick Guard, so obviously it can't be choiced. I'm going to get rid of those strong winds. Question is, who's he have in the back? He could have the Liepard. He could Encore me into Trick Room. Not going to fall for that. I could switch it into my Palkia. Huh, he still has priority Brave Bird. Thinking I can go into Groudon. I think I can go into Groudon because I can still get off a really powerful Eruption, but then he can go into the Liepar. Liepar is what I'm afraid of him going into currently. Also, I'm afraid of him going into the. I'm gonna have to bring in my Groudon. He's gonna bring in his Xerneas. Okay, that's good that I bring in my Palkia right there. Because Palkia really wouldn't have much offensive pressure against the Xerneas, and Xerneas could just take it out with a Moonblast with a high roll, as well as a Moonblast and a Brave Bird. Alright, so we're going to Mega Evolve with Groudon right here. We're probably going to see a Protect come from the Xerneas just to burn some damage from the Xerneas. He's probably going to go for a Protect, and then Brave Bird, and then Brave Bird. So I honestly could go for a Flamethrower into the Talonflame. Obviously, with Brave Bird getting a potential crit on me, and then just some chip damage onto me, obviously, you know, it lowers the power of Eruption. He resists the Eruption to begin with, so don't know whether or not recoil damage plus Eruption would be able to take out the Talonflame. So I could go for the Flamethrower, predicting that the Xerneas go for Protect. Honestly, in this position, I really think the Xerneas is going to Protect. If he goes for a Geomancy right now, it's not doing too much, because there's 4 turns of Trick Room. So, I mean, he's got to go for a Protect, Brave Bird, and then Brave Bird the following turn, and then attack at the following turn, probably with a Moonblast. So, I'm going to go for a Flamethrower into the Talonflame right here. And honestly, I could just, you know what? I think a Eruption and Helping Hand would do probably equal amount of damage. So let's see if he protects, because obviously I keep forgetting that the, okay, so you didn't know he does protect. Alright, so I was anticipating that, so maybe a Flamethrower play would have been better right there. And he's going to go for the Brave Bird into the Groudon. It's kind of obvious, but I honestly think Helping Hand, wow, gets a crit. I was going to say, that had to have been a crit, because I'm incredibly bulky. Let's see if this takes out the Talonflame. I'm guessing it won't now because of the crit. Yeah, Flamethrower was a better play right there. Yep, Flamethrower was a way better play right there. So, honestly, unless he gets another crit, he won't be able to take my Groudon out. So, I'm going to go for a Flamethrower into the Xerneas. And, because what I'm anticipating him to do right now is I'm anticipating him to knock himself out with recoil damage under the Talonflame. And then I can go for a Flamethrower into the Xerneas, and then I Palkia in the back. Hopefully take advantage of one more turn of Trick Room, and then get off like an Earth Power into the Xerneas. And then whatever he has in the back, hopefully it'll be a 2v1 at that point. Alright, so I'm going to go for another Helping Hand into the Xerneas. Or did I go for a Flamethrower into the Xerneas? I believe I did. So let's see what's going to happen right here. He's going to go for another Brave Bird into the Groudon. Hopefully he does not get another crit. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so he takes himself out with recoil damage. Let's see how much this Flamethrower does. Hopefully it picks up the KO. That would be really nice. Let's see how much it does. Maybe not. And it does. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so good. And honestly, I think the Talonflame would have been taken out if he didn't get a crit with the Helping Hand Eruption. That's kind of what I was going for, but then yet again, before I even did that, I already said to myself, if he gets a crit, it's not going to take Talonflame out. He gets a crit, and it didn't take Talonflame out, so kind of could have went for a Flamethrower, but it kind of worked out better for me, because, you know, I would have taken out the Talonflame. Something in the back that he has could have definitely threatened me, but it's the Clefairy. Obviously, Clefairy's not going to threaten me, and the game is over at this point, because, obviously, Clefairy can go ahead and outspeed me, but it's not likely it's going to happen. I'm going to skill swap Friend Guard away from Clefairy. Yep, the match was forfeit. Okay, so we're gonna go 7-0 with this team so far. So good game to Seth. Man, okay, so going for the double edge right into the Rayquaza definitely was the best option right there, because Quick Guard did not do anything. Talonflame did not do anything the first turn. I was able to take out the Rayquaza, you know, indirectly, because it took himself out with Life Orb, and that's one thing that you're gonna have to really worry about when you're running Rayquaza. I would have to say at least 99% of the Rayquazas are running Life Orb. I mean, you have to compensate for those non-stab moves that you're running, such as Earth Power, maybe like Overheat, I don't know, Ice Beam. He gets a lot of different moves. I can't even really think about it. We're sitting at a ranking of 16-12 right here. We're doing good. We already got into the 1600s. We wanted to break 1600s in the first week, and we had already done that. So we're going to do one more battle in this episode, and hopefully we get a win in that as well. Okay, so cool. Mexico, player, 1554. Like I was saying in the previous one, just taking out that Rayquaza really to help, because it could just, you know, devastate teams. Wow, okay, so we got a really interesting team right here. We have Airlock on the Rayquaza as well as having Cloud9 on the Lickylicky. Lickylicky also gets access to Gyro Ball, which would be pretty powerful against Xerneas, obviously it's not stab. Pachirisu probably has Follow Me, obviously, for Follow Me support. And then the Groudon, always very threatening, especially threatening to my Groudon. This does not look like a Trick Room team unless the Meowstic's running Trick Room, and the Sableye is always really annoying to deal with. And we also face another. Did we play this guy? I don't know. This team looks familiar other than the Pachirisu and Lickylicky, because I could have sworn that I seen Groudon, Rayquaza, and the Sableye a couple episodes ago. And we beat him. So let's see who we want to lead with right here. Obviously, it has no Intimidate support, so I really don't have to worry about that. I think he's going to lead with the Sableye, anticipating my Kangaskhan lead. So I could lead with my Kangaskhan as well, go for the Fake Out into the Sableye, potentially take it out. Let's see who I'd actually would want to lead with. Do I want to lead with my Intimidate, not Intimidate support, my Trick Room? He could also lead with the Meowstic. Meowstic's actually going to be really threatening, so he could lead Sableye or Meowstic. Let's see who I actually would want to lead with right here. I like the Palkia. The Groudon in the back. And I'm actually going to bring Landorus. I'm going to bring Landorus, you know, maybe go for like a late game explosion, catch the opponent off guard. I'm bringing Palkia in the front. I really don't think Cresselia would be a good matchup in this game, considering the fact that he could have Swagger on both his Meowstic and his Sableye. I don't have any way to taunt it, so it's going to be really annoying to deal with. And ooh, I'm Mental Herb. So, oh wait, no, yeah, I was going to say, Swagger bypasses Mental Herb. That would actually have to be activated by a Lumberry, because it's Confusion. So we're going to see Lickylicky and Rayquaza come out here. It's really interesting because he has both of his weather, negating Pokemon on the field, be it the Rayquaza and the Lickylicky. So, interesting lead, probably anticipating my Groudon lead. I really didn't see any reason for me to lead with Groudon because he doesn't do anything against Rayquaza or the Sableye. I could take the Sableye out, but I'd like to have Intimidate support, as well as setting up the Trick Room. Lickylicky could take advantage of the Trick Room, but it's not threatening either one of my Pokemon, to be honest with you. If he has Gyro Ball, okay, whatever. But my Palkia really does do a lot of work to it. So, I'm going to go ahead and Mega Evolve. Now, do I anticipate the Protect coming from the Rayquaza? I think at this point I'm going to have to go for it anyway. And then set up the Trick Room, because what he could do right here is, obviously, he could double attack. The Lickylicky doesn't have, like, Y-Guard or Quick Guard or anything like that in, like, the previous game the Talonflame had. These kinds of teams, this team is actually really, really weird, and these are the kinds of teams that will catch you off guard and, really put in a lot of work. And I've lost to so many teams that had so many, weird Pokemon on it, and John Hu had a very weird team that he brought to Brooklyn's PC, and he ended up winning Brooklyn PC. So the Protect coming from the Rayquaza was obvious to get the speed boost as well as negating the Fake Out, and the Lickylicky's going to go for an explosion. You know what? It might be Choice Band Lickylicky. Oh man, this is going to be I didn't really it's the normal gen. Okay, so it doesn't take neither one of my Pokemon out, so that's okay. I still get the Trick Room up, but that did a lot of damage. If I had only gone for the Fake Out into the Lickylicky, get the Trick Room up, and then, honestly, the Lickylicky was the slowest Pokemon on the field, but at least his Rayquaza would have had to at least switch out into something, and then he would have to probably not go for the explosion at that point. So, one thing I could take away from that is Lickylicky gets fucking explosion, so watch out for it. So Lickylicky going for the explosion right there. Good play on his part to protect the Rayquaza. Should have went for the... If I went for the Fake Out, he probably wouldn't have been able to go for the explosion, risking knocking one of those Pokemon in the back because I didn't take a picture of his team, but it didn't look like any Ghost. He had the Sableye. Could have switched into Sableye, but, whatever. Alright, so, I'm going to be faster than the Rayquaza with my Kangaskhan, and I think Pachirisu is going to be faster, but let's go ahead and go, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and go for the Double Edge under the Pachirisu, and then I'm going to go for the Spatial Rend onto the Rayquaza. Pachirisu, shit, I forgot, well, he's not Fairy, so, at least I'm going to hit him with the Spatial Rend. And he goes for the Extreme Speed, another thing that I forgot. I'm not very used to, playing with Rayquazas. The only... Okay, so I guess he's, like, taking away the Dragon-type move right there, but, I mean, Pachirisu is really not that bulky to begin with, so unless it... Yeah, wow. A critical hit. That's why Spatial Rend is so good. And I think another Spatial Rend will actually take him out, you know, not even with a critical hit. So, I could bring in my Landers right here. Only if I had Telepathy Palkia, I can go for an Earthquake, but, you know, again, it's really not doing much. I'm going to bring in my Groudon right here. I'm going to take, you know, reset the weather right here. Groudon is going to attack first. I'm going to go for the Eruption. Follow Me's not going to do anything to that. And then I'm going to be able to get a Spatial Rend into the Rayquaza unless it, you know, go ahead and protect, and shouldn't be able to take me out. He shouldn't be able to take me out with either one of my Pokemon with a extreme speed. Maybe my Palkia. Yeah, maybe my Palkia. So I'm going to Eruption, and I'm going to protect Palkia. Because Eruption should take care of Pachirisu. If Rayquaza protects, fine. Pachirisu can't paralyze my Groudon. Rayquaza is most likely going to go for an extreme speed into Palkia, being threatened by it because I have Spatial Rend. So going for a Protect right here into my Palkia is the smartest play. Because I honestly think he's going for an extreme speed and another Follow Me. Oh, he's going to Protect. Okay, that's fine. So, maybe the Pachirisu is going for an attack into the Palkia, potentially, you know, getting rid of it. But honestly, I don't even think a stab like an electric move would take out the Palkia. And, yep, Pachirisu goes down. So it's going to be a 3v2. Very threatening at that. I've won the Weather War at this point, unless he has a role-play Pokemon in the back. No, he has the Groudon. Could be Min Speed Groudon. Honestly, it could be Min Speed Groudon. We'll find that out right now. This is gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a tough one because it's Min Speed Groudon. I Speed Tie with his Groudon, and if he attacks before my Groudon gets an Earth Power off of my Groudon goes down, and then, you know, Rayquaza could just extreme speed. This is where VGC 2016 isn't too fun. And honestly, I need the turns of Trick Room. I need to take advantage of the turns of Trick Room. But I'm honestly just going to go for an Eruption because Lando could clean up in the back. And then, I'm going to switch into my Landers. I'm going to switch into my Landers, get an Intimidate down on the Rayquaza. My Landers, if he does Speed Tie, and he wins the Speed Tie, goes for an Eruption. I at least can take that with my Landers, considering the fact that I am Assault Facet. But if he goes for an Extreme Speed and an Eruption, this is going to be a really difficult position for me. And he's going to go for the Extreme Speed into the Palkia. Okay, that's fine. And it's okay, but let's see how much this Eruption does. Do I get it off first? I do. That's perfect. It's going to do a lot of damage to this Groudon. Let's see if he goes for Eruption of his own. No, he's going to go for Pressable Blade, so it's not going to affect Landers, and Groudon avoids, and I'm very bulky, so I would have been able to take that regardless. So I am actually free to just go for another Eruption right here, because this is the last turn of Trick Room. Honestly, if he wins the Speed Tie again, if he wins the Speed Tie, and if it's Min Speed, because we didn't determine whether or not he's Min Speed, because I outsped him, because I'm under Trick Room, but he still could be Speed Tying with me. I don't really want to go for another... I'm gonna go for... an Earth Power, and I'm gonna switch out into my Palkia to recycle the Intimidate on this Rayquaza, and then it's just continuously wearing itself down with Life Orb damage. 45-second timer is catching me off guard, but it's good that it's catching me off guard because it's official, you know, timer in event, so I need to, you know, learn the timer. Perfect. He's going to protect Rayquaza. I switched out into my Palkia. Let's see if he goes for the Pressable Blades and to see if he Speed Ties. Looks like we're either winning the Speed Ties or he's just not Min Speed Groudon. And, wow, that went down incredibly slow. For being very, especially offensive, that went down incredibly slow. And right here, he should not be able to take me out. My Palkia out, at least. So, I honestly... am free to go for a switch into my Landers right here. Again, you know, you know what? There's no point in doing that. I don't know what I'm thinking, so I'm gonna go Flamethrower, and I'm just gonna Spatial Rend. it's risky. Spatial Rend has 5% chance to miss, and he's going to forfeit. Alright, so, played those 2 games very, very well. We're going to go 8-0 with Aaron Zeg's team, and that was a really good match. That was a really good match. Came down to the wire. Even if you find yourself in a very good position, it's still very risky. I mean, this meta, and that's why I'm so nervous when I play every single game. That's why I think every single move thoroughly, and I think it all the way through, and that's why I take up as much time as I possibly can, not stalling the timer out. I'm actually just trying to think of every single best possible option, and that's what makes a very good player good. I mean, Lickylicky actually already said that. That's why he won a regional championship with just a Parish Trap team. If you can, he had said that if you can think up to 2 turns in advance, you will be a very good competitive battler, and you'll find yourself in plenty of good positions, and that's why he's one of the best Pokemon battlers in the world. And that's what I at least try to do. I at least try to think up to the next turn in advance to see what the other trainer could possibly do. Switches he could do, moves that he could pull, when is he going to protect, if he's not going to protect, does he predict me to do something? It's what I kind of try to think of when I'm playing this game, and I try to narrate it as well, but sometimes, I can't narrate as fast as I'm thinking at the moment. That's why I stumble upon my words sometimes. But we're doing pretty good. This is Aaron Team's team composition, but then yet again, it is my EV spreads as well as my Pokemon, and, there's different abilities that I'm using on my Pokemon. I'm using a Jolly Kangaskhan. I believe he used the Jolly Kangaskhan as well. But, Adamant Kangaskhan could work well on this team with the Fake Out support as well as the Trick Room, outspeeding Jolly Kangaskhan's, and I have Effect Spore on my Moongus. That could be changed in the near future. But anyway, guys, I'm speaking way too much. I'm going to catch you guys tomorrow with more Pokemon VGC. Probably see me in the same red hoodie because I'm going to, record them in succession. But I want to put content out there for you, and I am getting better, so cheers. Peace.